Okay, everybody, well, welcome to our Saturday team launch. We want to help all of you launch an amazing business. Hold on, I got more people. Help you launch an amazing business with CTFO. This team is led up by Kelly Foote. Kelly is a 35-year veteran in our industry. He's made over $8 million with 3 different companies. So a serious earner, and get this, he's either managed or helped to consult with over 400 network marketing companies. He is an expert of all experts. We're thrilled to have him on our team. And then we got Rob McNulty and Steve Stuckey. These guys are 20-year veterans, serious builders, and just a lot of amazing leaders joining our team. So welcome. We do this every Saturday, same time, same link, and then again on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central. So this is a great place to learn about the business, the products, get some training, but more importantly, where you want to plug your builders. When you find, we call them the 3%ers, just like you're the 3%ers that are serious. You're here on Saturday. When you find your builders, just plug them into the group and good things will happen. Today, everybody, I am thrilled to introduce you to my great friend, actually the enroller. Michael's the one that brought me into CTFO and just really helped me get a fast start. He's a presidential director. He's got 30 plus years in the industry. He's an 8-figure earner and just really a top-notch trainer and leader. He's a comp plan expert, so I'm gonna have him share a little bit at the end about this compensation plan. And he loves systems. I really, really like that. He loves systems and understand that if the right tools and systems are there, then anybody can succeed. And he's just a great guy. I just blessed that we were brought together 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago I stumbled into CTFO, and CBD is what got me in the door, everyone. That's the first thing that got my attention. And I really saw the market and just kind of had a vision that this was going to be a multi-billion-dollar industry. And then I fell in love with our products and our owners and Michael and the whole thing. So we jumped in 3 years ago, and it's been a rocket ride for us. We built a 6-figure full-time business, 23,000 associates, and we're just getting started. The timing that, we're just a 5-year-old company going into our 6th year. So for all of you, the only thing you've missed are all the hiccups and the speed bumps that we've been going over to really build. The timing is just amazing.
My picture's not in there anymore.
So, Michael, welcome.
My picture's not in there anymore.
And Michael, you'll have to unmute yourself. I just put everybody on mute.
Can you hear me?
I can.
All right.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, Doug. And, I just want to tell you how much you mean to me and Susie, and how fortunate and blessed we are to have you and your team part of the CTFO family. I said this when we first met, when you walked into the room, how both you and Susie lit up the room, and just an amazing personality, great human being, caring for others, and really edify you as a person and as a mentor, as a friend, and as someone who's been very successful in the network marketing industry. Your previous advancements in this industry, what you did with the Rexall was unbelievable. The accomplishments that you had, and you were really retired from the industry, still collecting a check from a previous company, and you really vetted CTFO. And what I loved most was you were really looking for a home, and looking for a place you can really plant your flag and have true, which really doesn't, and I'm not poo-pooing the network marketing industry, but in my 30 years, I have not met many people who really have created what we all strive for, which is a residual income. And I know your why has been big, and I look back at the last 3 years, and it was a period of time of any company that would go through in an inception period of time. You're constantly evolving, you're dealing with setbacks, and I always think it's an exciting time, because you're shaking what I call the dead leaves from the branch, and it allows real leaders to emerge. It allows other, you know, if a tree is growing from the very beginning, and to have new leaders and new people come in to make it an opportunity, some of the dead leaves have got to drop off. And you, my friend, were you know, planted your flag here and are now reaping the benefits, and will help other people do the same. So while we are a 5-year-old company, I really look at us as a startup, you know, which is very hard to do, because everything that's been happening over really the last 30, 60, 90 days, I've always have said, and publicly have said, that on record, that CTFO had everything. It had from products, compensation plan, owners. You know, if we were all to sit down with a white piece of paper and write all the things that we felt, as I look at all the leaders who have great, I mean, combined, we probably have 1,000 years of, or certainly a few hundred years of experience in the industry. And if we were to take a blank piece of paper and write down everything we wanted, you know, $47 qualifier, a hybrid compensation plan, profit sharing points, affordable products, you know, 60-day money back guarantee. If we were to put products that work, the sample system, everything, we would have it right here. And you know, the timing's now. The only thing that I think we've lacked, Doug, and you're probably aware of this, is we just lacked leadership. We just didn't have a lot of leaders come in, and that's because a lot of leaders kind of want, which I understand, is before doing something, especially when the CBD space was a little bit, you know, there was a gray area, didn't know which direction it was going. But now we're seeing on a daily basis, you know, new leaders coming in, people popping different titles on a daily basis, making the rank bonuses. So it's going to be an exciting 2021 as we go international, as we really, you know, have the sample system in place, and just excited you're here, and as excited for all the great, I've met many of you already and hope to meet those that I haven't, and just so much talent here. It's unbelievable. And we've got the vehicle that will last. And I think that's all what we've all wanted, was time and freedom, but something that would also last, and don't have to worry about crazy owners changing the compensation plan or doing something silly or whatever it is. So back to you, buddy.
Well, thank you, Michael. It really, it is my final home, and to be able to work with you and the owners and the great people in this company. You know, they say there's no accidents, and I really believe that everything that's happened has led all of us to this moment today, right now, to be here and be in this position. And, you know, just think, we look back a year from now, we're a small company, and a year now we're probably doing 20, 30 million a month. In a few years from now, we're doing, you know, 100, 250 million. And we get to be here when it's new and early and fresh, and what an exciting time. So Michael, you kind of shared a little bit of, you know, what's different for CTFO.
Sure.
There's not many companies that have really become those giants, those Malalukas, you know, those companies that are paying decades and decades. And with your 30 years of experience, just kind of share from your vantage point why you believe CTFO is really positioned for that next running giant.
So I think it's a variety of reasons, and we could spend all day touching on each of them and how they're so unique and different in this industry, and why leaders like that are on the Zoom right now, and why so many people are now calling CTF their home and gravitating towards it. And I think it starts with the ownership, that the owners are really, really good guys, and they care. They're down to earth. They're not dictators. They're not money hungry. They're not greedy. They're very giving. They listen, and they get paid the same way that we do. And I think that says a lot about their character. Where most people, and I'm not sure if there's anyone who's owned a network marketing company or known, but 9 out of 10 times that person's doing that for self-serving reasons, where these guys are doing it to help others. They put their money where their mouth is. They get paid the same way everyone does. And, you know, when you look at Michael Kahn or Stu Finger or Steve Finger, you know, they're not the highest paid distributors in this company, and they have no problem with that. Most owners have a huge ego. I assure you, including you, Doug, there's no doubt you will be making much more than them. And Most compensation plans and most owners don't allow that, but this does. This compensation plan lets you reach what doesn't matter where you are in the organization. Doesn't matter, you don't have to worry about balancing your left and your right. You don't have to worry about, perfect structure and all those crazy things. What you'll hear a lot is the gimmicks and gotchas. Everything this company does is they lead with a carrot, not a stick. The products speak for themselves. To have over 80 is unbelievable. I don't think there's many companies that you can show me that can take on the responsibility. It's not easy having that many products in inventory, and to have exclusivity and uniqueness with our 10x Pure patented product, to have the products that we have that no one else in the world can have. 10x Pure is a huge focus and will continue to be, whether it's our hand spray or our multivitamin, or it's our CBD, or it's our CBG, or whatever it is. It really, or our sample with the CBDA cream, we're really above and beyond what other companies are doing, and at an affordable price, and paying out commissions. The biggest oxymoron in network marketing, Doug, is this. There's some good companies out there with good products, but they're overpriced. And then there's some good companies out there that maybe they're somewhat competitive, but they don't pay out a lot of money. CTFO has been able to take that dilemma and be able to solve it. And how they solve it is, we're not a publicly held company where we've got to worry about our stockholders. And we have co-founders who started the company who are not taking any money out of it. There's no salary. There's no money going. In my previous company, I spent 18 years with that company. And never to this date do I know what the president and the co-founder was taking out. I have no idea, but I know he went out and bought a $40 million home with an 8-car garage, and never did a 3-way call, never showed up and helped anybody, just ran the company, and that was there. So why I think so, there's so many things that make us unique. Running giant, I think people are just sick and tired. I think they're just, they're looking, there's a lot of people who CTFO tracks is attracting 2 type of people right now. And first and foremost, there's a lot of internal exchange going on. Internal because, right now we're a lot of people who have been involved in network marketing before, who've had issues with network marketing, people who have had success or even failures. People who've been successful, but it didn't last, says, wow, I really want to do this and have that last. The only way it can last is if you've got great products that work and people consume them. Because if you don't have that, it's not going to last. So you take away the $200 qualifier, and you've got to do this to do that to qualify. You got products that people want and need, not that they have to pay for their qualification. And then at the same time, there's a lot of external people who've never been in the industry before, who always poo-pooed network marketing, are saying, wow, CBD is pretty cool, or CBGA is pretty cool, or tell me more, so on and so forth. So, and then we'll talk about the sample system that makes it really system dependent, not personality dependent. Because I know on this call, every name that I see or everyone I talk to is a high profile, sharp person. So they understand network marketing and they can go out and do this. But to really become a running giant, you really need something that's duplicatable. And the amount of money and time putting into sampling, CTFO owns their own sample machines so that we can keep the cost down. They have a great premier marketing system that does all the heavy lifting for you. So the sample system really can do that. So the timing's great. I know it's cliche, and I know we've all said it before. Is there ever a perfect time? I don't know. I can tell you that right now, just seeing what's happening and watching what's happening based on the explosive growth we're going through and the timing, it just seems like this first quarter of 2021, we'll look back and be like, wow, you know what I mean? What a great time to be involved in that company. And, we all have a different name for our teams or organizations. And I purposely wanted to be the legacy team, because hopefully if you're here today, one of the reasons you're taking your Saturday and you're willing to jump on a Zoom call is you want to build some form of a legacy. You want to have that residual come in. And the best part here is, as you're making money with CTFO, you're making it with people, not off of people. And a lot of compensation plans, and I'm not here to slam other companies, but it's just a handful of people that make all the money, and then everyone else gets, gets screwed. They're spending tons and they're not making anything because it's not set up for everyone to succeed. So that's why a lot of things are happening.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Michael. It really is, that rare time to have the right company with the right products and the right pricing, the right compensation, all of that. And that's why, Michael, I've been out of the industry for 16 years. I made $3.5 million with a company called Rexall Showcase and built $1 million leg and made the big money. And they sold that company in 2002. It then became Unicity, and by 2004, all of us leaders quit building it because there was no fun. But I'm still getting a check 16 years later. I've got a monthly check with Rexall, so I'm the living proof of the residual income. But the reality is, I've not been in another MLM since. I just haven't found the one that checked all the boxes, and I'm glad all of you are here because you'll be like Jack Welch. Jack joined us about 3 weeks ago. And he was the CEO of another CBD company. And they brought him in and Jack Freeman to try to make it work. And so Jack was trying to, get the compensation plan right and was going to add a unilevel and it had a matrix. And he was doing all these pieces trying to build the company that would work. And then when he found CTFO, he's like, it's already here. Everything I dreamt about and everything I imagined this industry could be and to fix all the problems, it's already here and it's built and it's perfect time to get in. So that really is pretty astonishing. So you mentioned a little bit, Michael, we've got some really exciting new products in our new sampling program. We're just launching a new nonprofit program, and everybody, we brought in the first nonprofit. It's a guy named the Soup Man. I'm going to tell you that story another day, but just seeing what's happening with the Soup Man is the first nonprofit. I was excited about nonprofit. Now it could be one of the biggest things we do. And again, it's something everybody can participate. You don't have to be a great salesperson. You don't need to have, this Rolodex of hitters. And so just talk a little bit of how you see kind of the sampling and all that working to help grow the business, Michael.
Sure. So, sampling is a proven marketing method. It has been proven for, that's my dog, guys. I am so sorry about the barking of my dog. I apologize.
Don't be sorry.
Okay.
It'll be my dog next, so don't worry.
So in sampling, I did some research myself and I did, why do companies sample? And you can do it yourself, just do a Google search. And statistics show that the probability of someone placing an order, becoming a customer, ordering increases by 2,000%. I mean, that's a huge number. It's not like, 2% or 20% or even 200%. The likelihood of someone ordering, becoming a customer member increases by 2,000%. And that's why when you walk into, a Sam's Club or a Costco, not anymore because of COVID, but they will again, is that they're giving away things for free to try. It's giving something away. That's why you can go into a car dealership and they'll say, hey, take the car home for a day or two. You know what I mean? Companies realize that that's there. But there's a lot of factors to be successful with sampling. So you have to have products that work, that you can feel or notice something. It's the word demonstrable. I'm not sure if I'm even pronouncing that correctly, Doug. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but a demonstrable product is a product that someone can feel something or see something or experience something. And we've got 4 products that can do that in our sample system, and we'll be adding more. If someone is having some form of pain or discomfort, by using the CBDA cream, immediately feeling a sense of relief, whether it's in a few seconds, a few minutes, or in a few hours. They can smell it, they can touch it, they can feel it. It's a great product and people getting great results. The same thing, with our coffee, whether someone's looking for that energy boost or mental clarity, or even pain with the CBDA. They can taste it, feel it, smell the coffee. It's a really great thing that people, do every day. You add in our exfoliator, which is going to be a multi-billion-dollar product, something that they can see their dead skin coming off the back of their hand or their face again and see the results. And our keto creamer is is spectacular. It helps for anyone that hasn't tried the keto creamer. It's amazing. Helps you throughout the day, giving you energy. It helps you feel that you're full satisfied. So you've got great products which are crucial, and then you've got the system behind it. And again, the company, rather than saying how do we profit from this, it's well, how do we let other people involved? And they made a commissionable sample program, and they said let's look at all the different scenarios. Whether you want to hand out samples, they have these gorgeous, beautiful, amazing. These things are like, I would pay $5 just for these envelopes, these mailers, or like, I don't know if you have them yet, Doug, but they're like thick cardboard and they're just gorgeous. And, you have the directions in there. Okay. You'll have the ingredients in there. You'll have great wording in there. This is the exfoliator. You can see the pictures that are in there, Doug, which are great. We take our CBDA, right? Again, extra strength, fast relief, supports blood. You got all the things over there. Just incredible professional. So, if you're taking, and I'm out and I've got these in my car, and you have a cover letter and a system to do, and you take a few of these samples, right? And you hand it to someone who's got pain or discomfort, right? Not hard to hand this to someone, okay? This is professional for them to look at, and they go and they feel it, and then the entire system. So if you're handing this to someone, right, and then you take out your mobile phone and you get their information, and then there's a series of autoresponders that are being sent to your prospect out on your behalf, and you're texting with that person, the short 2-minute videos. So you've got everything from a graphics, to content, to follow-up messages, drip messages. You don't have to be a salesperson. You don't have to convince someone. What you're basically doing is try it. The person experiences a result. They feel a result. The system is following up for you. You're adding a personal touch to it. Meanwhile, all these samples are commissionable, right? It's just unbelievable. It's just incredible that they've gone ahead and put all these things together. And then obviously you've got the coffee, which is amazing. And there's 3 ways that you guys can do it. You can, if you don't want to, if you're not out because of COVID, or you're home, you're not running into people, or you don't want to go to the post office, you can simply go in there and send anyone a sample right from your back office by getting sample credits. And with the press, I started sending these out the other day. It was so much fun. You're notified in real time. You get an email, you get a text message that your sample's been sent. There's autoresponders going to them automatically. You can do that. If you don't want to pay for the sample and you want your prospect to pay for it, you can send them a beautiful landing page where they pay for shipping and handling. That's brilliant, right? And the third thing is you can mail them or hand these out. So sampling is going to be the focus of 2021. Will be really 2 things: sampling. Imagine this team, imagine your team, everyone here. I want you to imagine 30, 60, 90, 6 months, a year from now, and maybe you're brand new and it's just you today. But I want you to think what's going to happen a year from now or 6 months from now when you have an army of people passing out commissionable samples, right? And people are witnessing, experiencing, getting the duplication process begins to happen. So I just think it's absolutely brilliant. We've taken away, if you study the industry of network marketing and you go back to, and I'm not sure how many have been involved many years ago, like myself and you, Doug. I know a few of us have been here. I know I see Dennis on here, and I know Jack, and I know Rob, and I see Steve. I see quite a few people, but and Kelly. And if I missed your name, I apologize. I see everyone here. I'm just mentioning people I've actually spoke to on the phone. If you look at the industry of network marketing, let's go old school. Go back to the 8-track cassette tapes. I don't know if you guys, I don't know if Doug, you were around when that was happening, right? When you would hand out a VCR. I see Dennis giving his hand up, right? Yep. And then we came out with probably cassette tapes. Remember that? You had the Dead Doctors Don't Lie cassette tape. And people made millions and millions of dollars with those things over there. And then you follow from there, and then people said, well, let's put them on DVDs, right? And then I kept all that stuff. I have it in my basement. I'll have to do a meeting one time, Doug, where I show all the literal, I have the 8, I don't know why I kept them, but I have them. And then you got into the internet, and then, you know, you got these reverse up systems, and you got email blasting, and you got postcards, and everyone's looking for that system. But now the mobile app off your phone, automated with a commissionable sample system with products that work. And when someone gets started, I mean, come on, it's $29 to get a pack of these. That's it, $29. This is not like, the company is really giving the most affordable prices that are out there that are incredible. So I think that you have to show me another company that has a sample program like we do. There could be. I try to stay attuned. I keep an eye on every company out there that I possibly can. There's nothing I can see that can compare. And then you add in 10x Pure. So our 2 focuses would be sampling, well, a bunch of focuses. Free sign up, free websites. We could spend an entire day about profit sharing points when you really begin to understand and see your income skyrocket because of profit sharing points. It's copyrighted and patented. Stuart was a genius to do that. And then you add in the sampling, and then you add in the 10x Pure. You know, remember, these are 10x Pure. This is a 10x Pure product. So no one in the world has this coffee. No one in the world has CBDA coffee. No one has coffee that holds the bond. You know, Dr. Forgetting Steve's last name, Tobiati. You know, saying that right, Doug?
Yep.
Okay. He would explain what makes it so different. You know, you're looking at our CBDA, again, another 10x Pure product that we have over there. So no one has that. So I look at this like we were right ahead of the Dead Doctors Don't Lie tape with this sample system. The difference was there was no commissions being paid on those cassettes. True or not true? The difference is you had to ask a person to take a cassette tape, listen to it in their car or listen to it at home for 45 minutes, right? Now what's happening is we're shooting them a text message that includes every one of these products has a 2-minute professional, killer, incredible video for your prospect to watch too. And you're notified in real time. So we've taken in, the reason that I love systems is because there's no excuse to fail here. If you know how to text someone, you can win. The question is if you're willing to do that. You know, the question is how many text messages did each person send today? If everyone, I see 30 people here, if everyone did 10 text messages today, that's 300 prospects. I'm interested in a sample. They watch a 2-minute video. We've simplified it. And again, one of the reasons why we're here, that I am confident that we're the next running giant and what makes us unique.
Wow. Thank you for that. And guys, the owners have invested a lot of money to put this together. We have our own sampling machine, so we can build these samples. To give you an idea, that little CBDA pain cream, they're $1 per sample, fully commissionable. So you get a bag of 30 for $29.95. It's 30 bucks. And I haven't seen anything like that anywhere as close to it. So exciting stuff. And I think the other thing, Michael, is most people just aren't great recruiters, top-down builders, you know, leaders that can go out and really build and, you know, go top down. Most people are bottom up. They're more, hey, I like this product, I want to share a product. And now we have a way. And that's where I see the big residual income for us leaders is now we have a way that 90% of our downline that typically ended up being a failure in network marketing because they just couldn't build it, and then they couldn't ever qualify in the comp plan either. All that's gone now, and people can have success. And once they see something that works, that has success, you hand out 10 samples, you get 2 new customers. Once they see that, then they never quit because they can see a path and they can duplicate a path on. So super exciting. So last thing, Michael, is a little bit on our comp plan for everybody. This truly is a unique plan. It's fair for new people. In fact, we pay 20%. You get that 20% on your unilevel commission on your front line, whether you place an order or not. So you can join for free, start building your front line, never place an order, spend a dime and start making money. I've never seen that ever. For part-time people, it's a $47.47 qualifier, which is very affordable. There's nothing in the comp plan that chases people out. You can go all the way to executive vice president and make 6 figures on one big leg. If you got 4 people buying $47 and one power leg at 100 grand, you built a 6-figure business and you get paid on it. So you can go all the way to 6 figures on one. Just in you're kind of a comp plan expert, so just give us kind of your thoughts on it, and then maybe touch on because there's people on here that have gone big, that want to go big, just what kind of upside money you see. I know you're already there at a 7-figure, but just kind of where you see this as it grows, and what's the potential on the top side of this, Michael?
Sure. So the potential is unlimited. I circle back to the beginning of this training or Zoom or gathering and go back to why they're able to do this. Why can CTFO pay out what they're paying and make it fair? There's a lot of things that I really enjoy about network marketing. One of them is compensation plans, because I think it's so cool, whether it's an Australian 2-up, whether it's a matrix, whether it's a hybrid, whether it's a binary. I've seen them all, whether it's a breakaway. I'm very knowledgeable about them. But the truth of the matter is, when you really dig into compensation plans, they're based on breakage. They're based, almost every company is paying out about 28% most. You mentioned Melaleuca. I think they're notorious for that. And there's ways of doing it that they can be creative. CTFO pays out 100% of the commission value weekly. Our week ends on Sunday. You get paid on Wednesday. That happens every week like clockwork. For those that are engaging, you get a text message and email, and you've been paid. And 100% of the commission value, and it's all transparent. So when you log into your back office and you look at all the CV, you know exactly what was ordered, what was the commission value, what was paid, what was your percentage. And what CTFO did is they basically did, a comp plan is a comp plan is a comp plan. The question is it paid out fairly and lucratively? And is there breakage? So the things to do that you're looking for is CTFO has dynamic compression. So dynamic compression means that if someone is inactive, the computer system is going to take that CV. They're telling you what the CV is. There's no BV, QV, RV, not all that other crap. CV is commission value. When someone buys a product, I'll just say, for example, someone buys Super 7 and it's $47.47, and the CV is $27. What they're saying to you is, hey, someone just paid the company $47.47. The what do you call it? The commission value is $27. $27 is being paid out. Now, how they pay that out is, I also think, is amazing, because they're putting it everywhere. They're saying, well, we're going to put some of that money into a matrix. Matrix is that long-term slow build, that 3x21 slow build. They're putting it in a unilevel. Unilevel is more of that upfront money, for personally enrolling. They're putting it into the infinity page, because eventually it's not really how much everyone's making right now. It's where you're going to be, where the real serious income comes in. And Doug, in particular, you're so close to this, you'll see a huge, massive spike in your income when you become 100K, which is only $100,000 a buying. None of this stuff, it's dollar amount. Again, not playing with all the gimmicks and gotchas. And by the way, Doug, I don't know if you know this or not. Did you know that when people buy sample credits, it goes towards your volume?
I did. Counts for your rank.
So when people in everyone's organization are buying sample credits and pass out samples, you're hitting 5K, getting a $500 bonus. You're hitting 10K, getting a $1,000 bonus. You're hitting 15K, getting $1,500 bonus. Again, always doing the right thing. So we have a hybrid of ways of doing things that all pays out simultaneously. So it takes care of everyone. So how do we take care of the person, the newbie just getting started, maybe not very active? Well, they get into the matrix and they'll make some money on a weekly basis. How do we reward leaders that are really here to do this? We reward them by every time that they bring in a new person, they start a whole new matrix. That's where the profit sharing points come in. So unlike other companies, Melaleuca, and again, I'm not being disrespectful to anyone who's Melaleuca, but Melaleuca says, no matter how long you've been there. You have to do a certain amount of things every quarter to get paid. And if you don't do this, you get capped. You have to have a certain amount of enrollments, get them a certain, not here. To maximize our plan, you just have to do $47. That's it. So you maximize the plan. But they lead with a carrot, not a stick. The CTFO says is, hey, if Doug, you want to keep on going out and enrolling, every time you bring in a new person, Doug, right, what we're going to do is we're going to start a brand new 3x21 matrix on that new person at your front level too, right? The company says is every time you bring in a new person, we're going to give you a unilevel. And a unilevel is going to start with 5 levels of unilevel. Or Doug, you're 100K and you bring in a new person, right? You're going to get a 12% infinity bonus off that new leg. Those are all carrots, okay? Every network marketing company that I'm at least aware of, and I probably sometime have a conversation with Kelly because I know he's consulted with other companies, but they're always based on sticks. They're always based on, you know, if you don't do this, we're taking this away, or if you have to do this to get this. Here it's based on doing it. So I'm proud to say, you know, while I don't have to enroll, I just had on my phone, just so everyone knows, I don't, you know, here are my 2 text messages today. Ready? You know, these just came in. I'm enrolling. I continue to enroll. You know, why do I do that? I enroll daily because I believe in the company, I believe in the products, and, you know, I'm rewarded for it. And I can't ask anyone on this Zoom. I always hated in network marketing. I hated the concept of do as I tell you to do versus do what I'm not doing. So if I'm hoping people are sharing the products and opportunity daily with others, I should be doing enrolling. And the great thing is the company versus other companies wouldn't force you to do this or not give an incentive or would hurt you. So I just love that as part of our compensation plan. And for doing that, you know, I'm not saying it to brag, but my income is much, much more than my upline, which is much more than Stuart Finger, much more than Michael Kahn, much more than, and they're my upline, you know, but that's because of the type of compensation. And could they blow me away? Absolutely, because I believe they're much more talented than me and they're much better network marketers than me. The challenge is that the unfair advantage I have is they're wearing 2 hats. They're doing everything to provide for the company, and we take that for granted. We take it for granted because they're not getting paid any other way than a compensation plan. We take that for granted. And that's because of profit sharing points. But what it means for you, every one of you, and I'm looking at some names, and I'm not going to individually point you out, but each and every one of you can make much more than me. Based on, if you understand this compensation plan, you can make much, much more than me. And that makes things fair. So it's not like, well, yeah, he's making that much money or she's making that much money because they got involved. No, it's really your income is going to be a direct relation of what you choose to do. And the truth of the matter is, I could stop and just do $47 a month, and so could you, Doug, and get paid forever. But why do that when? Why not? Why wouldn't you want to go out and tell everyone about the products of the company if you didn't believe in it? So that's what we're doing. So I hope that helps a little bit.
Tremendous.
Okay.
Tremendously. And you know, Michael, it's fun. This is a fun business.
Yep.
It's a fun company. The products are life-changing, and the community, and so I just love the fact that, like you said, there's no gimmicks, there's no gotchas, there's no roadblocks. Anybody can go out and have success and do it. And I just love listening to you, man. You've got so much insight and knowledge, and I just appreciate all of that. So I'm just going to open this up. We've got some great people, great leaders.
Can I share one thing, Doug, if you don't mind?
Yeah, please.
So the best way I help anyone and everyone, as you can imagine, you know, there's a limited amount of time. I'm usually up at 4 or 5 in the morning and get to sleep at midnight. So you'll probably see me online all the time or doing this because I love this. You don't have to do that. You know, you can put as much time or as little as in there, but I do provide a bunch of different things that you can plug into. What I can tell you is there's no cross promoting, there's no drama, there's no negativity, but anything and everything that you guys want to plug into, you're more than welcome to plug into it. Just go to there's a website called CTFO-updates.com, and rest assured, I how should I say this? I protect our family. So negative people get kicked out of things, cross recruiters get kicked out. I think I've proven to Doug that I'm pretty strict on that. This is an environment that people can go to where if you want to connect on Facebook, MeWe, text updates, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, everything's there that you guys can plug into. I'm finding that for me as of late, because so many people are coming in, and I know I just was talking to Jack. Jack and I did a great three-way with Dennis. Hey Dennis, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining us. I really enjoyed our talk yesterday. And I shared with Jack, I said the best way to reach me is through Telegram. I'm not sure everyone uses Telegram, but I'm falling in love with it. Because it's just making my life so much easier versus I learned a long time ago, it's easier to, rather than react to everything, so rather than my phone going off all the time and you're all over the place, I'm able to sit there, look at my Telegram messages, schedule things and do things. So if people do want to reach out to me, that's my preference right now, but you're more than welcome to reach out to me on Facebook or so on and so forth. And I'll help everyone and anyone as long as I've got the time to do it.
No, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. For sure. So, guys, we got just a few minutes left. I've got another Zoom. I do another Zoom with another team at the top of the hour, but we got some great people on with Rob and Steve and Kelly, Jack. If any of you want to just say hi and what's going on, we've had another just amazing week for this team. I just want to give you all a chance. If you want to say a quick hi, you'd have to unmute yourself.
Hey guys. Hey Doug, can you hear me?
Hi, Steve. You bet.
Great Zoom today as always. And man, I just encourage you guys to do three-way calls. Yesterday, Kelly did an awesome call with a friend of mine in South Florida, and this guy is well connected and made millions in the industry. And he's such a cool guy. His contacts are massive. And I just keep it always simple. I don't ever be an expert, never. I just get people to look at information and get them on a call. And I let the person on the other line be the expert. You only want to be an expert when you're asked to do a three-way call. That's the only time you need to be an expert, you know. And also, Michael, I've got a guy in Connecticut. He lives in Old Greenwich, and he was on Wall Street for 14 years, a 6 and 7 figure on Wall Street, and he's built. I remember when I first met him, he was building 3 separate MLM companies at the same time, making 6 figures with all of them at the same time. And so I just spoke with him this morning, and you know, Old Greenwich is not that far from me. I think it's an hour and 20 minutes or so, but I'm working on getting him on a call with you. I've been friends with him probably 15 years, good friends. So I've been networking 24 years, but I established relationships and I just keep relationships with people. So that's what I've been doing. Back to you guys.
No, nicely done, Steve. Steve's the ultimate networker, man. He's just every week, he's sharing information and building relationships and doing three-way calls. You just follow that path, great things will happen. So anybody else want to say hi today?
Doug, Jack Welch here. I'd like to just add, I want to reiterate what Michael spoke about, touch on a few things here. The sample system. I was working on something with the other company that was pretty elaborate. Jack Freeman knows the details on that. Denny Belair, my buddy Denny, knows that. He helped me bring some stuff to the table there. And when I left that company and I was investigating CTFO, I had called Jack and I said, Jack, these guys are working on something phenomenal. And we're just floored at the sample system. It's gonna catapult this company to a whole other level. The little guy can actually do this. You know, you don't want to bug your friends, family, or neighbors. You have an unbelievable system that we have. I'll quickly on the compensation plan, greatest plan I've ever seen for the little guy and for the big guy and everybody in between. You major players that are on here right now, you don't have to be embarrassed to go to an event where, you know, the majority of the people on your team are not making any money. They're struggling. You know, those days are gone with this company. And really, you know, go back to your prospects and your friends. You know, some of them look at this for the first time, and I did too. It's like, CTFO, it just looks like another MLM, another network marketing company. Thankfully, Steve Stuckey and Rob McNulty stuck with me, and I ended up turning over every stone that I could in investigating this company, right to who was the upline, the team members, and who owns the company. You know, I wanted to find out about who are the owners, and I guess they don't really own it. They're in the compensation plan, but it's kind of like if you're going to look into a McDonald's franchise, you know, I know people that look into businesses like that and they don't even know who Ray Kroc was that founded the company, you know. So do your due diligence on this. Everything, the products are phenomenal. Every time I'm picking up something different, especially the CBD line. I was enamored and looking into the hemp and the CBD arena. That's how I got involved in the other company. This company is going to lead the way in that CBD arena. And then the upline, and I've had other people on my team say this too. They're like, this is really unbelievable. If Jack Welch isn't there to help me, Steve Stuckey's there to help me. If Stuckey's not there, you know, there's Rob McNulty. If Rob isn't there, there's Kelly Foote, you know, another dynamo. It's unbelievable. If Kelly's not there, Doug is there. If Doug's not there, Michael Swilling is there. And if it comes to it, we need help from the three founders that are in the plan. They're there also. So I'm going to end there. I just do your due diligence. Those of you that have already signed up, a lot of you don't know what you have in your hands. You think you're in the next deal. That's not the case. And we got to get I'm going to end right here. We got to end with Steve Stuckey. If you haven't seen the pictures, his before and after, he's growing his hair back. So there'll be an announcement that Stuckey's going to get the band back together. So we'll talk about that later. All right.
Wow.
I'll end it there.
Thanks, Jack. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jack.
Doug, real quick, Michael, I really appreciate it. Thanks for being on here and sharing your wisdom. Again, you know, it's when you're talking about the cassette tapes and the VHS tapes, I just had to laugh because my first opportunity I got involved in, the very first day I signed up, I spent 20 grand. And 15,000 of that was buying VHS tapes. So believe me, it worked because I passed out every tape and got every one of those tapes led to people, and that led to gold, and gold led to, you know, my success, you know, 35 years ago. So appreciate what you do, and thank you all for being on here. So many new people, so many new leaders coming on this team, and Paula and Bill, and you know, I just see all these new faces, and I appreciate all you guys. You're all doing a great job.
Well, thanks, Kelly. Thanks. Well, everybody, we're going to have to wrap this up. I got some other people that I wanted to say hello, but we've run out of time. So great job, Michael. Thanks. Always. Next event, guys, will be Wednesday night, and we'll do a CTFO, a why CTFO, be about a 10-minute highlight for any new people you want to bring in, and then we'll do some training on how to build this. And so just put people in, and then good things will happen. So appreciate everybody. Have a great weekend and get some samples out there.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Good day, everyone. I'll get this recording out to you guys. I'll have this on a YouTube link here probably yet today, if not tomorrow. And so I'll email it out, just get it out to all your people who couldn't make it. And wow, great job, Michael. So excited you could make it.